Completing the free application for Federal Student Aid, or FAFSA form, is important to be able to receive federal student aid. We're here to help you understand the steps you'll take to complete and submit your FAFSA form. After finishing the first section of the 2024-25 FAFSA form, you'll continue to the Student Personal Circumstances section. The series of questions and the information you provide in this section will determine your dependency status. If you're a dependent student, it will also help you identify which parent contributors to invite into your FAFSA form. First, you'll be asked to select your marital status and indicate what your grade level of college, career school, or trade school will be for the 2024-25 school year. On the next page, you'll select any personal circumstances that may apply to you, such as currently serving or being a veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces or having children or other dependents. You will also have the option to select none of these apply. Next, you'll be asked if you are or were unaccompanied and either homeless or self-supporting and at risk of being homeless on or after July 1st, 2023. You may also be asked if unusual circumstances prevent you from contacting your parents, or if contacting your parents poses a risk to you. Once you provide your answers, you'll be informed of your dependency status. You may be identified as a dependent student, an independent student, or a provisionally independent student. Your dependency status, along with other information reported elsewhere in the form, will determine if any contributors are needed on your FAFSA form. An independent student may need to invite a spouse contributor. Most dependent students will need to invite a parent, and in some cases your other parent or your parent's spouse, your step-parent, may be identified as an additional contributor. If you must invite a contributor, you'll need to provide their name, date of birth, social security number, and email address when asked. If a contributor doesn't have a social security number, you can indicate this on your form. After your dependency status is determined, you'll continue to the student demographics section. You'll be asked to provide your gender, race, and ethnicity, but these answers are for research purposes only and will not affect your federal student aid eligibility. Next, you'll select your citizenship status and enter your A number if applicable, and then you'll select whether either of your parents attended or completed college. You may be asked if your parent or guardian was killed in the line of duty while serving on active duty as a member of the U.S. Armed Forces or performing official duties as a public safety officer. The next question will ask you to select your high school completion status, and if you select high school diploma, you'll enter the state, city, and school name to search for your high school. Once you've found your high school, you'll be asked to confirm your selection. If you select state-recognized high school equivalent, you'll select the type of equivalent and issuing state. Now that you've completed the student demographics section, you'll continue to the next section of the FAFSA form, Student Financials. We'll cover what questions to expect in our next video. Complete the financial section of the 2024-25 FAFSA form. If you have more questions about the FAFSA form and process, visit studentaid.gov.